What's up, guys? Welcome to Robinson Motorsports. Today I am headed to the Broome Tioga Sports Center for round 1 of the Full Tilt Sprint Enduro Series. Project Frankenripper, my 250, isn't ready yet. Timeline got kind of pushed back a little bit because life happens, right? So I'll be riding Woods Ripper, my 125. We've had rain. It's early season in upstate New York. It's gonna be wet. I know it's gonna be wet. I just don't know how. So I got a bunch of extra gloves, some extra goggles packed. I have my Risk Racing mud grips ready to be put on, but I don't know if I'm going to put them on yet. If you don't know what a sprint enduro is, full tilt is actually going to be 2 loops. It's going to be one being a motocross or grass track, and then there's going to be another one that is a woods enduro test. I mean, what have you, anything but grass track. And then we're going to do those a set amount of times, and then the fastest time wins. Previous sprint enduros that I've raced, they release you 4 at a time every minute. Full tilt is going to do it 1 rider every 15 seconds. After the first 2 loops, you're going to do the cross test and then the enduro test. Take those 2 times, add them up, and then they're going to refile you into the fastest person being in front of you, slowest person being behind you. So that way, the next go around, you're going to not see any traffic at all. Well, you shouldn't, typically, because they want you to go as fast as you possibly can. No traffic, no excuses, no things like that. So it should be interesting. I have no idea how long this event's gonna last. This is gonna be kind of a funny race for me because I am nowhere in shape for this. I've been pounding water and Gatorade for the past 48 hours. I just got over salmonella. Well, my family did last weekend. So I am in no shape ready for this event. Woods Ripper hasn't run since last November, so about 6 months. So I brought a fresh plug and I got some fresh gas, so hopefully it starts. We'll find out when we get there. that pretty much highlights the race for me. If you want to see the full loop or the full lap of the loops, each the woods test and the motocross test or grass track, whatever you want to call it, I'll just put some cards up here on top. Now we ended up doing 5 tests total. We did 3 on the motocross track and 2 in the woods because, well, the rain came. The track to begin with was pretty saturated. It was like a wet cake mix, and a lot of places on the first lap definitely robbed the 125 of power. I mean, it wasn't necessarily soupy, it was just so thick and it grabbed you. So I ended up filming the second and third test on the motocross, so second and third lap on those rather. And my times progressively got better. Through every test, they progressively got better, which is pretty much what I'm looking for. That's all you can ask for, because each race is going to be they're not all consistent across the board. Yeah, you race with the same people, but some people have good days and some people have bad days. So you really can't judge off of that. That's why you got to race the whole series. So then you actually get the overall broad spectrum of things. Early race season in upstate New York here, it's wet. It always is. It's no matter where you really go, it's gonna be wet. There's always a chance of rain. You just go there and you hope for the best. You hope to get out there and get as much good time in as you can before the rain comes. And then once the rain comes, you just, not necessarily go into survival mode, but you just make it through. You got to get there. You got to get the points if you're racing the series, and you can't give up. Throughout the entire event, I pretty much had no idea where I was. I could kind of figured I was mid-pack because that's usually where I am. I'm never really up in the front or, you know, way back behind. I did pick the bike up once. And I kind of got stuck once. I was in second gear coming out of a corner on the motocross track, and the mud just, it sucked me in. I lost my momentum. I was in the wrong gear, and it's what happens when you ride a 125 and you weigh 240 cheeseburgers. Overall C, I don't think I could tell you what I did, because I just kind of briefly looked at the overall of the event, and then I saw what my class, and there's 10 guys in my class. I finished 6th. Because said middle of the pack. I'm not too worried about that. I got 12 AMA points when I needed 15 for this event, but like I said, it's early season. I'm more than happy with that, given the fact that I haven't ridden in like 6 months. I think I'm a little off track for that, but I'm still working towards it. I think the 125 was definitely not the right bike for this race, given the fact that it was going to be muddy. My physical condition, I think, could have been a little bit better. I was winded at the end of every test, and it was only about a 10-minute test, so yeah, I can improve on that, but I didn't really feel much fatigue until, well, the ride home now, and it's just kind of starting to set in. I'm getting a little tired. So I'm actually impressed. I'm happy about that I didn't fatigue like I thought I would. But there was, I don't know how much time there was between every test, but there was enough time that I could go back to the truck, take my gloves off, mix a drink some water, shoot the shit with my buddy over there, and be like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll go back to staging. So it was the first one. I think staging is going to get a little bit faster and a little bit more accurate as the season progresses. So I mean, if it went this way the entire season, I would be completely happy. I'm fine with that, because I need a little bit of time to recoup and just think about what I did. If I need to change a tire or a tube, you definitely have time to do it then. So all in all, Woods Ripper survived, I survived, ready for round 2. Let's get this going, and I will see everyone at the next race.